Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Lynette Terrence, and I'm the Director of Operations at the Albany County Land Bank. It is 3:17 on Wednesday, June 10th, 2026. We're calling to order a meeting of the Land Bank's Real Estate Committee, and we're holding this meeting remotely per New York State Open Meetings Law. This meeting is available on the Land Bank's YouTube channel for listening and viewing. Today on the call participating in the committee, we have the following board members. It's just Charles Toohey. Absent from the meeting are Mark Bogsemple, Sam Wells, Michelle Dorsey, and Atisha Alexander. From the Land Bank staff, we have joining us Sean McGuire, Susan Baker, Shelby Disla, Lillian Futch, Jason Chacoin. Since we do not have a quorum today, all actions requiring committee approval will be taken to the full board. So no actions will be taken today. So we're just gonna go through the agenda with you, Charlie. So, let's see, and we're also not gonna be approving the minutes from last month also. So the first item on the agenda, that we'll just go over with you, Charlie, is, enforcement and compliance. So Lillian.
Absolutely. So the only item for enforcement and compliance this month is 34 Stevens Street. There is a request from the buyer to transfer this property to the buyer's LLC in order to obtain financing. And the buyer is additionally requesting an extension to complete the rehab of the property. And the staff recommendation is approval of the transfer and the extension to facilitate the completion of the rehab for this property.
Great. That means it's going in the positive direction, right in our target neighborhood where we're building all the new houses, 34 Stevens.
Yes, yeah, we're looking forward to seeing this one actually completed. Be definitely good to see. And then that's the only item for enforcement this month.
Okay, great. Did you have any questions about that, Charlie?
So they're asking for to continue working on it, right? That's what they're asking.
Absolutely.
That's a good sign. So and you guys have vetted it. Let's go for it. This is positive.
All right, great. So the next item on our agenda are new acquisitions. So we have one property that had belonged to the land bank. It was sold to the current owner in 2021. Since then, the owner has faced hardships including unemployment, contractor fraud, and has been accumulating property taxes with no means of paying it off or completing the rehab. So the staff is requesting approval to reacquire the property for the original purchase price of $15,000 plus closing costs, which would allow the land bank to complete the rehab in-house as part of our Flip the Block initiative. A contingency of the reacquisition would be applying the proceeds of the sale to the $8,000 of outstanding taxes owed. For this property, if we don't intervene, eventually the property will likely be subject to foreclosure, which will cause further financial hardship to the owner and deterioration of the property. So the land bank reacquisition is pretty much the clearest path to responsibly returning the property back to productive use. So the staff recommends that we reacquire this property.
So we pay 15 plus 8 in back taxes?
Nope, the 15,000 would include the back taxes.
Okay, so we're giving them back 15,000. They lose whatever work they put in the building. You've looked at the building and it's suitable for picking up and starting over. It wasn't trashed or stripped or anything.
Nope. I've done, I did a walkthrough personally with the owner, and the building it's one that we can definitely rehab and add it to Flip the Block.
Good.
Yeah.
Is this person, were they an owner occupant or do they live nearby?
Yes, they intended to rehab and operate as the owner occupant.
So and then they're living in some house right now, right? Somewhere?
I believe, I honestly don't know.
I'm not sure exactly where, but yes, but it's not this property. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, you know, sometimes when things crash and burn, we try to help them pick themselves up and do something else, but maybe this one we just leave alone and be happy to get the property back and say, have a nice day and move on.
Yeah, I think that would be the best for, the owner as well, that way they won't have foreclosure on their
Yeah.
record, like that,
That's
so that-
what I'm
Yeah.
from you. Okay, got it.
okay. And then, the next item, Sean, did you wanna jump in on this one? It's regarding the Albany County acquisition request.
Yeah. So we have, the county auctions coming up at the end of July. We have some properties in there that we would like to request from the county. Those are lots, that are either adjacent to, existing holdings or an opportunity within one of our focus areas. And so what, the plan is to send a letter to the county asking them to consider the land bank as a vehicle to dispose of those lots. Typically with lots, they have a demolition bill or some sort of lien on them that exceeds what they expect to be the value that they could receive for the properties. And so, yeah, so that's the plan there. The total count on those is about 10 altogether, I think, once I add the cluster with the individual lots.
Yeah, so it's 252 and 254 Second Avenue, the cluster that Sean referenced on Franklin and Gainsport Street. And then 40 Slingerland Street, 28 Bassett Street, and 319 First Street.
So would this short circuits the auction process? We just ask for this property and they can transfer them to us?
I mean,
How's that?
Yeah, we're gonna ask them because these are lots and typically lots don't have enough value in them that they don't expect any surplus. As we work through the county, we may have to provide an appraisal if there's any questions about that, but that would be.
What you're saying is they don't have to send it to the public auction?
No, they're still vehicles where they don't have to send things to auction. The auction provides them with some ability to protect themselves against any claim of surplus equity owed.
I didn't know that they had discretion on what they put at auction. I thought the Supreme Court said they have to auction all their property.
No, they don't have to auction a single property, but then they're on the hook for any claims of surplus equity. And the way the state law is written is that.
Yeah, so we're getting the garbage lots, the things that they know that they're safe on. So
Right,
it benefits them, it benefits us, and we don't have to go through the auction.
Right, I think what we're seeing for buildings in the auctions right now is that people are still putting a lot of value into structure,
Yeah.
but when it comes to lots, there's not a lot of bidding up on those. Because of the cost of new construction versus just doing a rehab.
Right, and they're not exposing themselves to another lawsuit from a poor little old lady, because they're transferring stuff to us that essentially has no value anyway.
Right, and there's, part of the way the foreclosure laws are written in real property tax law, it has a little bit to do with, if you're a homeowner or not too. If you're a homeowner, then you get like that 3-year look back, that 3-year opportunity to put in a claim. If you're not, you go through the typical mortgage process and the real property, and the RPA section of state law. I forget which article it is, but it's still fresh on my mind because we were just talking about it with other land banks this week, so.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll ask. The worst they can do is tell us no.
Mm-hmm. These
All
are
right.
strategic acquisitions.
Right.
All right, Charlie, the next item on the agenda is a new acquisition, but it's connected to a new disposition. So, we're proposing to swap, 290 First Street for 278 First Street with Habitat. And reason being is that they own a row of lots, and 290 is located right in the middle of that. So we want to swap their lot for ours.
Perfect.
That's, something that we've anticipated doing, but in order to go to the next step with the block by block financing, we at least want to have, contract in place for that.
Great. That's what it means to be nimble. We're a we're slowly becoming a sort of a little developer here, and we can mix and match, swap things in and out, and, you know, end up with something that's buildable for us and for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. The next item, Charlie, is just new business, 174 Livingston Avenue. We previously had a licensing agreement. I think it was with the Girl Scouts.
It was with an individual,
This is Scott.
yeah,
Okay, so it was with an individual and to kind of facilitate the Girl Scouts kind of gardening or earning like a badge.
Yeah.
she was looking at her gold
The
award,
gold award.
right, so she's doing a community project for her gold award.
Yeah, so they decided not to renew that licensing agreement. So we just wanted to
Yeah.
bring that to the boards of
Yeah.
the committee.
It's nothing to do with the Underground Railroad, it's not near where they need that lot or want it or something?
No,
No.
no,
So we're gonna
Alright.
do what? Put it back on the market? Clean it out?
I think it's there's nothing there right now, so I think we'll put it back in the market and see if
Walker was
there's any.
gonna take these out and replant them somewhere else or something like that?
Yeah, John Walker, who does our maintenance, I think he identified a potential, rehoming of those, because for us, we wouldn't maintain those, but he's been able to find somebody who will care for those, so that way we're not,
Yeah,
we're
great.
not just out small trees, where we'll find another place for
Our neighborhoods need all the trees they can get.
them. Absolutely, yes.
Alright, Charlie, so the next item, we have old business. So it's, one is an update on amendment to the South End Co-Development Master Development Agreement regarding home ownership phase. John, do you wanna jump in on that?
Yeah, just when we talked to MDG about this some more, they're gonna go back and talk to Habitat again. We did update them to let them know we had acquired additional properties on Broad Street. I think that when we had done this, there were 4 properties on Broad Street that would have been into a row of townhouses, but now that we have 150 feet of frontage, once those properties close with Albany County, maybe just to extend, add some additional units into that. So we let them know about that. I think I saw Christine on Friday from Habitat Friday evening. I did the Albany walk, with the folks from the community in the evening. And, yeah, so she was just supposed to fill me in on that. If I don't hear from her in the next couple of days, I'll give her a call.
How many houses are we talking about? Is it 9 or 10 or what?
Well, 10 initially, I think 6 on Live,
10.
4 on Broad Street. But I think now that with the additional properties on Broad Street, we can, add in another, I don't know if we can do a whole other 4. I have to look at the lots and the lines there. We have 150 feet of frontage, I think was by my estimation. But we have the designs, and we have the designs approved for 4. So we just have to extend that, whether we have to create any spacing or like an alleyway between a group of them. We have to do 4 and 4, we can only fit 2 more, and we may have to do 3 and 3. But we generally know what we're working with. The designs were approved, the exteriors were approved. So that's what we need probably most of all, is that we know what the exterior has to appear like.
Alright, Charlie, the last thing on the agenda, we received, so the Albany Housing Authority, they accepted our offers for 73 and 83 Broad Streets. And 100, 102, and 104 Third Avenue. So we would just need the board approval to proceed with the moving on to closing on those.
What are we gonna do with them?
We're gonna rehab them, we're gonna develop them.
They're already, those are all buildings?
No, they're lots.
More
Big
lots,
lots.
more lots, more infill.
Yeah, you're just assembling of lots.
Yeah.
For you, another application to block by.
Yep, so these are adjacent to lots that we already own, so the idea is just to group them together for development.
Right. Slowly, when we get enough contiguous lots, that's another grant application. Great.
All right, and that was the last item on the agenda. Charlie, did you have any questions or anything else?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. So I guess we will end the real estate committee meeting.
Yeah, we did have somebody log in a little later on, but it just said a Zoom user, so I don't know who that might be. Or if that's just a,
Oh, it's me, Michelle Dorsey. Sorry, I had to pick my daughter from school and got on late.
no worry. Michelle, any questions? We have no quorum today, so we're just doing an update.
Okay,
But,
nope. It sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so, no further business. We can have this meeting adjourned. The Community Engagement Committee will meet at 3:45,
At 4.
4 o'clock. And then, committee meeting next week,
4.
or a board meeting next week. Thank you. All right.